Sat Sri Akal, good day, Namaskar, Salam Alaikum. I am your host Prabjot Singh, welcoming you back to Probing Eye as well as Bus 1 Minute. And as I have been talking about East Indians in Canadian politics for the past few days, I will continue from where I left. But before I do that, remember to click on bell icon so that you are automatically subscribed to all episodes of Probing Eye as well as Bus 5 Minute. Now over to Canadian politics. When we talk of Canadian politics, many feel, and I know they may have reasons to feel so, that Canadian politics is dominated by people of East Indian origin in general and Punjabis in particular. And even if you divide Punjabis, they will say dominated by Sikhs. But that's not so. I have been a student of Canadian politics. I have been following Indian diaspora, and you may be surprised. You may be surprised, that's why I'm repeating this word, as people from rest of India who have made Canada their second home, they have also done very well in Canadian politics. I broadly divide East Indians with political leanings into three groups: those who are born in India and started taking interest in Canadian politics, then those who are of Indian origin but are born out of India and out of Canada. That is again a very big group. And the third and the latest group, which is growing very rapidly, are the people who are taking interest in Canadian politics but are of Indian origin, and they are all born in Canada. So when we talk of these people, especially the last group, do you know one of East Indian or a Malayali born in Canada is a premier of Yukon? You see, Canada has provinces and territories, and Yukon is one of them. And he has been a premier, Ranj Pillai. He has been a premier of Yukon since January 2023. He is the only second East Indian to become a premier of a Canadian province or a territory. Of course, Ujjal Dosanjh was the first one. He became Premier of British Columbia at the turn of the century, and then in 2023, Ranj Pillai became the second one. Then there are others who are born in Canada and have done very well. For example, Leela Ahir, she is a Telugu girl, though born in Canada. She has done very well. She sits in Alberta Provincial Assembly, and she remained a minister in Alberta. So Leela, she was initially a political science student, then she took to music, learned some music, did her post-graduation in music, and became a music teacher for 22 years. And now she headed a Ministry of Multiculturalism and Citizenship, and she collaborated with another woman of East Indian origin, Rajan Sani. Though she is a Sikh and a Punjabi, she is also a vice president of Sikh Society of Calgary, and she is also a director of Guru Nanak Public School in Calgary. So both of them were together in Alberta's provincial government. So that is not a small achievement, a big achievement for Indian woman or woman of Indian origin to make an entry in a provincial assembly politics and make a name for themselves. And Rajan Sani she even put her hat in the leadership parade for in her party, though she lost and finished sixth. But that doesn't deter her. That doesn't deter her political ambition, and she continues to do well. And then, when I talk of the first category of East Indians, there is Biddu Jha. He was born in, at that time, then Bihar and now Jharkhand. He did his degree in engineering from BITS Sindri before moving to Canada. And in Canada, he remained a three-time MLA of Manitoba, three-time MLA of Manitoba. So that is how people from rest of India, other parts of India are doing well. As I mentioned in one of my earlier episodes, people of Gujarat or Gujarati descent like Deepak Oberoi, no, not Deepak Oberoi, but Rahim Jaffer or Arif Virani, as recent as Arif Virani and others, they have done well in Canadian politics. There are many others who are coming from, say, Maharashtra or even Uttar Pradesh or Bihar or Telangana, as I mentioned, Leela's case. She comes from Telangana. Now, initially it was Andhra, now Telangana. So they have done well. So Canadian politics represents Indian community in totality, and some vested interests, they keep on portraying that only Sikhs are doing well or Punjabis are doing well in Canadian politics just because of the relations got a hit a couple of months ago or maybe last year when Justin Trudeau was the Prime Minister, and he and Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, had difference of opinion on a number of issues, including foreign interference, and especially when the issues of use of Canadian land for anti-India activities was mentioned. So whatever it is, number of people of East Indian origin are in political process, and they have been assimilated into political process at all levels, from municipal levels to provincial level, and then from provincial to federal level. So they all are doing well, and I thought I must share my recent findings with you all. How did you like this? Please remember to comment and there in the comment box, or you can send me an email, whatever you like. And at the same time, my request is stay tuned for all the latest episodes of Probing Eye as well as Bus 5 Minutes. All the best.